welcomes you back. Live Busch Racing from the Rock. Johnny Sauter, who qualified 6th, took over on lap 13 and is currently the leader. Moments ago, the 5 car, that's 18-year-old rookie Kyle Busch, having problems as the left rear tire goes flat.
Chris, what we're going to be looking at right now is that as Kyle Busch is coming up through there, you see he and Ron Hornaday are side by side where Hornaday slides up and they get into each other. Right there in the left rear, you see the smoke come off there. More than likely, he knocked the valve stem loose in that number 5 car's left rear tire. So Kyle Busch had to come to pit road. And, you know, he is probably right now, he'll find out here in a few seconds, this may be a blessing in disguise. When I talked to his crew chief earlier this morning, he's trying to get around Johnny Sauter.
And we welcome Scott Weber back, who's been watching with us from the Hollywood Hotel. You were 9th in the Busch points last year, a rookie on the Cup Series. So what about the first-timers here at the Rock, or the rookies, those like Kyle Busch, as we see a pretty good battle going on here for the lead?
Oh, right now it looks like they're doing a great job, and it looks like the same old Rockingham. These guys, a majority of their practice was last night under the cooler conditions. Now with the sun out, it looks like they're really struggling. A lot of guys are getting real free up off the corner. So something that the Nextel Cup guys are going to really have to look at, and we're going to have to be tuning on our cars all day long.
Yeah, I was going to ask what you will be watching in today's race. Anything that you'll benefit from when you go into tomorrow?
Oh, you definitely always do. Whenever you can watch a race and just see the different lines that the guys are using and the different ways that their pit strategies work out. We see Kyle Busch came in a little bit earlier than everybody else, but he's not going to get charged for that set of tires because it was under green. So it could come out to maybe help them out if they get another real long run and get a caution towards the end of the race.
All right, thanks, Scott Weber. We'll look for you tomorrow. Good luck in the race here. Appreciate you stopping by.
All right, no problem. Anytime, guys. Thank you.
Have a good season. We'll watch for him in the 22 car. Let's go back upstairs to Mike Joy.
Martin Truex Jr. to the lead. Unscheduled pit stops for Justin Ashburn and Gus Wasson. Wasson now coming back into the pits. Jeff Fuller, the first car out of the race with a vibration. And Wasson's return to the pits is a penalty stop for a missing lug nut. Here's Matt on the leader.
Mike, every driver can point to a pivotal point in their career where they got their lucky break. For Martin Truex Jr., it just so happens that a guy who worked on this Busch North team was the best man at Richie Gilmore's wedding. That friendship helped get Martin Truex into the Chance 2 operation. Martin Sr. and Jr. were at Richmond 2 years ago when Dale Jr. was testing the Chance 2 team. He struck up a friendship with Dale Jr. He said, you know what, Martin, go ahead, you can go out and test the car. Well, later on, when he got his chance, it rained. Dale Jr. never forgot that and said, you know what, someday I'll let you drive the car, and guess what, he sure did.
You know, I just want to follow up on talking about Kyle Busch and the 5 car. A lot of these cars were 42 laps into this race, into this run. A lot of these cars, they want a caution so bad right now. Their cars are sliding around. They're not driving good. Now, just to show you how much time you lose here on a 4-tire stop under green with pit road speed and all, Kyle Busch is 2 laps down to the leader. He wants a long green run. He wants it to cycle through all of these green flag stops without a caution, put him back in sync with these guys.
What do you have to watch out for when you're on 4 stickers and everybody else is skating around?
Yeah, well, it's that closing rate. I mean, you come up on guys and they look in the mirror and they see you coming, all of a sudden, where'd he go? And he's right up under you, knocking your fenders in. So you got to really be on your toes. The spotter has to really tell you, here comes the 5 car, he's on fresh tires, give him some room.
Now let's follow up on this Johnny Benson story in the 1 car. Remember, he sat on the pole, had to go to the rear of the field at the start of the race because of a post-qualifying inspection. He's worked his way up to 16th, 44 laps into this run, but he's almost 2/3 of a lap behind the leader. But we want to document why he was penalized. They don't have a rate rule here like they do at Daytona on the springs, but Jeff, it had something to do with the amount of coils in his front spring. He was shy of what you should be.
Yeah, Larry, what they talk about as far as what his infraction was, this is the front spring, and what NASCAR looks at, this is the spacing between each one of these coils. And what they're looking for is to have 4.5 active coils. In this situation right here, this is where they would take the latest reading, would be right here at the tip of the spring. In Johnny Benson's case, they felt like this part of the spring was back around here too far, and the active number of coils was wrong. And that was the reason why he was disqualified and moved to the back of the field.
Now, one thing I think, not to interrupt you, Darrell, that I think will help this team, I think they need to gamble in short pit. Get the pit road before some of those guys and take advantage of those fresh tires. But again, the gamble is hoping a caution don't come out and burn them.
Is that what David Rudiman's doing right now, short pitting, or is he in for trouble?
He was in trouble. He's and then we got a car in trouble here too. I don't know if we're going to get a caution or not. We got everybody bottlenecked up over here.
That's Carl Long in the 83.
He just got in the wall down in turns 1 and 2, and I think he must have a problem.
We stayed green, though, no caution.
He got in the wall in 1 and 2, and then it kind of followed him all the way down into 3 and 4.
Oh, boy.
Right in front of Casey Kane in the 38 car. Everybody has to go to the bottom of the racetrack because he's still wiggling down the backstretch.
It looks like his left rear tire might be flat.
There is no caution.
Yeah, he's got a flat tire or a broken track bar.
I think it may be the track bar. Yeah, the rear end looks like it's wobbling around in there now.
Track bar holds the rear end in the center of the car, and it looks like maybe it's pulled apart at one end or so and let the rear end float back and forth left and right.
Yeah, you can see the left rear tire sticking way out. That's why I first saw it, I thought it was flat, but it's actually knocked the rear end housing way over to the left there. Took a pretty hard lick. You saw it buck up in the air when he hit the wall over there.
So Long will have to pit his Barnes Precision Marine Machine Ford as Martin Truex Jr. has a 1.8 second lead. This is the NASCAR Busch Series on FX, presented by John Deere.
Welcome back to Rockingham. Martin Truex, after 55 of the 197 laps, leads at the Goody's Headache Powder 200 under our first caution of the day. And Jeff Hammond, take us through exactly what happened to create this caution.
Yeah, we're sitting here looking right now. You can see Justin Ashford's car comes into the picture area, up into the wall. He goes right in the center of the corner. Car just breaks loose, and he slides up into the outside retaining wall and brought out our first caution of the day.
Truex leading, Johnny Sauter second, Greg Biffle up to third. Let's go upstairs so Mike Joy and check on the pit stops. Mike?
Well, that Ashburn car hadn't been right. He'd made 2 unscheduled pit stops already for tire changes, and you see him making yet another as the leaders come down pit road.
All 22 cars on the lead lap, and it will be 4 tires and adjustments, Steve Burns.
Well, Larry Mac, Jason Keller's in. He says his car's getting into the corners too well, but not well enough.
Running second, Biffle third, but he's gotten himself into his pit. How's this for strategy? The crew asked Biffle, what do you want? He said, put tires on it. To Matt.
Leader Martin Truex Jr. in. They're going to work on the left side. The car was really good on exit. He said the car could turn a little bit better. Bono fixed him up with a little bit different set of matched tires. Jeannie?
Well, Jamie McMurray in and out. He's been telling the crew, I've been crazy loose, and if you needed proof, we saw that wiggle a few laps back. Jamie worried that he actually melted the tire off that right rear, but it looks okay. He's just not pleased with the car. Crazy loose. Lots of adjustments, guys.
Trouble for Bobby Hamilton Jr. He is backing up to return to his pit.
Probably got a lug nut off.
Left side up. Jack the left side up.
He better hustle.
Pace car is coming around.
There he goes.
He'll get out in time.
The reason they jack the left side up is they don't want the wheel to be out off center there when they try to tighten the lugs up, so they take the weight off of it.
But he's going to go from about 4th or 5th back to about 22nd or 23rd, so not a good move.
Martin Truex Jr. hangs on to the lead through pit stops. Greg Biffle now second, Michael Waltrip, Johnny Sauter, Ron Hornaday. Aaron's invites you to do the math. Here are the biggest movers in today's race. Johnny Benson started out back, currently in 15th. And the rest of the big movers, Mike Wallace just made a big move. He got the wave around and is now back on the lead lap.
Yeah, pardon me, boys.
Coming through.
What do you say?
I've been waiting all winter.
Uh-oh.
Crank it up.
But it was Johnny Sauter who got stuck behind a lap car, and that cost him 3 or 4 spots.
He got stuck behind the 96 car of Gus Wasson. That enabled Martin Truex Jr. and Greg Biffle just to get a huge lead. But I'm going to tell you, Greg Biffle, who started way back in 19th position, he has taken the lead of this race, Dick Berggren.
Yeah, he has. He picked up one spot thanks to his pit crew doing such a good job on that last pit stop, Larry. But the car is not perfect. He has got a vibration in that automobile, which he says has been there all during practice and qualifying. Didn't tell the pit crew much about that until just a few moments ago. To Matt.
One of the cars that looks almost perfect is Michael Waltrip. He's hugging the bottom. In fact, Bono Mannion, Martin Truex's crew chief, told Martin that 99 looked to be the strongest car. I talked to his team. They made a slight air pressure adjustment to fix the tight condition. Steve?
Well, Matt, Nextel Cup star Kevin Harvick is not having a good day so far. He started 9th, dropped all the way to 13th. Right now, listed 10th. He said his car is miserable on the tight side. To make matters worse, his earplugs are falling out, and there's trouble on the racetrack.
Johnny Benson's car slowed in turn 4, and he was piled into by the 56 of Regan Smith.
I think he had a flat tire. He wanted to get to pit lane, but he couldn't, and then he got run into, and now he's in big trouble.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to continue to lose more and more time here. And again, this is where the bottom falls out. You're on the bud pole. You go to the rear of the field because of infraction.
Caution is out. Second one of the day.
Yeah, we got the debris on the racetrack. Pierre type.
Johnny B broken.
Yeah, you can see he's got a left rear tire down. And he was trying to get the thing to pit lane, and not a good time to be trying to get to pit lane. He's going to have to retread.
Second caution, and it comes just 10 laps after the first. With the limited tire availability in the Busch Series, likely pit road will be pretty empty.
We'll let you know in just a second, but I'm going to tell you who the real benefactor of that caution could be Kyle Busch in the 5 car. He at one time was 2 laps down. Now he's going to get to go around the leader when we get one to go to get the free pass. He'll be back on the lead lap. And just to explain that free pass quickly, remember this is something that NASCAR started doing with a handful of races to go last year to keep the cars from racing back to the caution. The first car behind the leader, regardless of where he's at, that's 1 lap down, where he's at on the racetrack when the caution comes out, before they go back racing, he gets to go around the leader and make that lap back up. He's at the back of the field, but he's back on the lead lap.
Here's Matt on Johnny Benson.
Mike, to add to the tire story that you were mentioning, in fact, Mark Reno, the crew chief, is up on top of the press box as the spotter. He told John Wolf, just change the left rear so that way we save our right sides for later.
And that's the other good thing about Kyle Busch. He got a set of tires that these other guys don't have because he had to stop under the green.
Hood is up for Hermie Sadler as we work the second caution of the day. This is the NASCAR Busch Series on FX, presented by John Deere.